Alright, Dave at the Game Thing here, and in this video I'm going to give you an example of just how good the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra looks when playing Warzone Mobile at its current highest settings. Now, for anybody who's not interested in the information on how I've got this all set up and all the rest of it, there'll be a chapter marker and there'll also be a timestamp on the screen taking you straight to the gameplay. However, what I'm about to do now is just to jump into showing you some of the settings and whatnot. Now, I would strongly recommend that you watch this bit just so that you know exactly what's going on and that you definitely know what it is that I am using, because I've already noticed that there are tons of YouTubers out there who are barefaced lying about what it is that they are using. Basically, YouTubers who just say in their titles and description like one device or whatnot, but they don't actually prove anything about using that device or its settings or anything, and the vast majority of that stuff is absolute bullshit and it's lies. Now, there's only one other YouTuber who I would recommend that you go and watch, and that is Mike5G SR, and that's because he is one of those people like me who doesn't bullshit the viewer and fill them full of shit about like all kinds of nonsense to do with shit that they are not using. Anyway, I will jump right off my high horse now and get on with this. Anyway, so like I say, you can go and jump straight to the gameplay if that's all you're interested in and you don't need proof of what's going on. Alright, so as we can see here, I'm just on, like, you know, the base menu. So what I'm going to do, let me just change this to the settings for the phone. So as we can see there, as far as the phone is concerned, this is definitely a Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Okay, so let me just jump back to the game. Now also, I'm going to just go into settings here. So let me click on the settings. As you can see, visual quality is set to high. Now, at the moment, I'm getting two options, mid or high. Now, what's weird about this, if anybody's seen my other videos from the other day, they will notice that when I went into this setting on the S24 Ultra, it actually gave other options which were actually locked out or grayed out. However, that's all changed within the space of a day, and there has not been any update. I appreciate that, you know, there are slight little injections of code and stuff when you actually launch the game, and that may well have changed these things, but without any kind of major update going on, there are actually changes to the UI here, and obviously what you can and you can't see as far as the options within the gameplay is concerned, as far as graphics are concerned. But nonetheless, we have medium and high, and as we can see, I'm set to high. Now, what we've got here is performance optimization. Now, I've got this favored for frame rate, obviously because I want the highest frame rate. And then as far as like streaming assets and stuff are concerned, I've got that switched on. Now, I'm not entirely sure if it is still the case that they build up over time as you play, as in the more you play, the more of these assets get downloaded for the higher end graphics. Because when you launch Warzone Mobile on like the iPhone 15 Pro Max or the M2 iPad Pro, you get the option to immediately download all of the extra graphics. So I'm still not entirely sure what goes on here, but I can only assume that it does upgrade and update graphics over time and basically stream them down. Anyway, moving on to max frame rate. As we can see here, I've got it on uncapped. Now, as we will see in this game, it definitely is uncapped, as in it's definitely doing 60. Now, the thing is, because I'm on a Samsung DeX Station and I am basically mirroring my phone out over HDMI, the most that it can do anyway is 60 frames per second. But I've got it on uncapped just so that you know that it can definitely do the uncapped setting. Now, just on that point of uncapped, there are certain maps here, I can't quite remember them now, but uncapped basically gives you an unstable frame rate. Even where 60 is definitely doing 60, so that's odd, because if it can do 60 but then you go to uncapped and then it can't do 60 and it goes all a bit choppy and messy, that shouldn't really be the case. I can't remember now which maps they are or which modes it happens in, but it definitely happens. Hopefully that'll get sorted out. However, I'm about to go into some battle royale here. I can't remember now if I'm playing, like, you know, on a 3-man or 2-man team here. But whatever I get into here, uncapped definitely works and it's awesome. Now, field of view, I've got that set to 90 degrees. That's obviously the widest field of view that we can get as standard. And as I've said in a previous video, I will revisit the 120 degree modified systems information file and install that, and then let's do 125 degrees on another video. However, not in this video. Okay, so let me come out of here. I think that's basically everything now. So you've seen what I'm on and you've seen all the settings. So what I'm going to do here is just click to play and go into this battle royale mode. Like I said, I think this is like, you know, we're 3-man teams. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see once it gets in. But nonetheless, what I'm going to do here is I will try and do some kind of like slowish movements at times, and that's just so that people can see what the graphics quality is like. Now, I am going to try and be as competitive as I can with this game, but you have to remember what I'm doing here is to try and give people an idea of like what the graphics look like. So if I'm like going into battle all the time and doing fast movements and just like blowing things up and stuff like that, that doesn't give you like, you know, the best idea of what the graphics are like. To get the best idea of the graphics, you have to kind of do like deliberate kind of slow to medium movements and like, you know, be looking at specific things and stuff. Then that gives your eyes enough time to be able to like, you know, see the resolution and all the actual rendering and stuff like that. So like I say, in between going crazy with gameplay and trying to kill people, I will also kind of like try and do a little bit of slow movement stuff just so that you can get an idea of how smooth the frame rate is and also what the graphics are like. So without further ado, as they say, what I'm going to do is get into this. In fact, you know what I'll do? I'll go for it from here. I won't bother speeding through, and this will give you a good idea of what's going on. So I'm now going to shut my big fat mouth and get on with this, and hopefully this will give people a good idea of exactly how good this all looks now on the S24 Ultra, which was pretty bad during the beta, but I have to say with the final release it's looking really tasty.
You're done warming up. Stand by for deployment to the war zone. Enemies dropping into the AO.
Enemy UAV active.
All right, lads, let's get it done. Gas is closing in. Objective updated. Secure that position. Friendly airstrike KO.
Enemy UAV active.
Recon intel secured. Solid work. You eliminated the most wanted target. Good job. You eliminated the most wanted target. Good job. Your teammate was sent to the Gulag. They'll fight for a chance to redeploy. You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Your teammate is redeploying. Stand by. Gas is closing in.
Enemy UAV active.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Enemy UAV active. Enemy UAV active.
Check your bloody fire! Cover deployed!
done. The area's cleared out.
Enemy UAV active.
Gas is closing in.
Enemy UAV active.
Enemy down. Up. You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Enemy precision airstrike. Find cover.
Gas is closing in. Only 5 left.
Carajo! Get me medical!
You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Grenade!
You were 1 of 5 remaining.